Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 241. It is Monday here in Cincinnati. It's a little sticky but gorgeous. We have had a string of amazing, beautiful summer days with blue skies and lots of sunshine. We ended up playing yesterday after the meditation call. I thought we'd do a little work and the pool called. So we went outside and I think we were out there 4 or 5 hours just splashing and playing and laying in the sun and soaking up this amazing summertime weather. So I hope that your weekend provided some of those same moments of just bliss and relaxation and time with those you love. It's so good. This morning when I went for my run, the top of the hill in the little neighborhood where I go, there's this big field to the left that I believe the man who has the house right at the entrance to it owns and mows, and I don't know if he ever does anything with it. It's just this massive field. But today when I got to the top of the hill, it was all foggy. I took a picture that I'll share with the podcast today. There was a mist that was sitting right on top of the grass, and it just looked peaceful and quiet and still, and also you couldn't see everything. So when I finished my run a half hour later and I was coming back to that same spot to go down the hill to come home, it was completely dissolved. Like all of the fog had cleared just in that half an hour. And so I've been sitting with that a little bit this morning as I prepared for this podcast, just reflecting on how we can get into places where it feels like we're moving blindly or trying to feel our way, and we're not quite sure, what's in the fog or what's ahead of us or which direction we're going. And then in just a moment, everything can change. And I think we forget that. When we're in that foggy space, we forget just how quickly things can shift to more clarity and ease and more knowing. And so the image, I hope, will provide that reminder for you. The reason that it feels relevant for me as we sit here on this Monday, right between the end of July, the beginning of August, it's the Monday, the week of this festival that I've been planning for a while and talking about a lot. And so there's a clarity that is forming. It's not quite there yet. There's still a little fogginess. But there's more clarity than there has been before or for a while. And so I thought I would share that example in case you have a match to the same sort of sense of I don't really know what's on the other side, or I don't really know where I'm going in the next, maybe in the next day, or maybe it's in the next week or month. So from the moment that I decided, here's the example, from the moment that I decided to start creating a festival based on the book and the stories in the book, One Day Gaia's Gifts, I knew I couldn't determine how many people would attend because it's new and first time and unknown, and how do I translate what the book means and how that impacts the festivals. It was just feeling very unclear. And so I had two plans. I had a plan to do it in our front lawn, which is where my husband and I got married, which is absolutely beautiful. And if it was too big, then I would have it in a field nearby. And so I've been focusing a lot on the logistics for the field, what would need to happen for the field to be prepared and for room for lots of people, because I know how to manage it if it's in my space, but if it's somewhere different, how would I handle that? And a lot of my attention and time has gone into planning and preparing and thinking about what that bigger space would need to have in order for it to work for this festival. And it's created in me a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, because there's more cost and more logistics and more people involved. And I haven't had the clarity or the definite answers to give them, because when you're planning an event, especially here in Cincinnati, it seems like most decisions are last minute. And so knowing, weeks in advance, it's nearly impossible. That sounds like a dramatic statement. It's difficult to plan accurately because I feel like many people make last minute choices. And so up to last weekend, Friday, Saturday, I have felt the pressure inside of me going, make a call, make a decision. What are you doing? And let everybody know, make your decision. And then the uncertainty and sitting in that space of trying to decide without all the information. And I know everyone has matches to this in the work or the relationships or life that they're living. This just happens to be playing out for me in this event. And so on Friday, we hosted the concert here for Alicia, which was so good and so fun. And we had all these beautiful people just singing and celebrating life and connecting in my living room. It was just amazing. It was so much fun. And so when that was over, there was this movement of energy, this gratitude and celebration of life and ease that I felt in that experience. There was no worry. It was just fun. It was just this celebration. And on Saturday morning when I got up, I was just tuning into the contrast between how it felt with the concert and how it was feeling with the festival, and the heaviness I was feeling around making plans and making decisions. So I spent a little time meditating, and then Alicia and I went to see this amazing gong player, this sound healer who guided us in a gong experience on Saturday evening. And there was just a sense of peace that moved through me, knowing it doesn't have to be complicated. It just doesn't have to be work. It's supposed to be a celebration, and for me personally, an alignment with my soul of the things that I see and I know that are important for me to be doing and creating. I'm honoring those for myself. And it really doesn't matter if anyone else is there or how many other people are there. It's that I'm in alignment with myself, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's not stressful. It's not work. It's fun. And we forget that, as much as I meditate and do these podcasts and do sessions and do this work that keeps me in really clear alignment with my soul, we can still get caught up in, for me, the ego of wanting it to be a successful event, wanting lots of people to see and experience this magical energy that I know I'm going to have and hold, and wanting it to be fun for lots of people. And really, it's mostly important that it's fun for me, that I enjoy it, and as I do that, I know the people around me are going to absolutely enjoy it too. But they can't fully if I'm not. So I sat with that, or slept with that, Saturday night, and on Sunday morning it was just really clear. I don't want to be worrying about all these extra details and trying to convince people the week of that they should come to an event. I'm not interested in any of that. I just want to coast and enjoy this ride to Saturday and show up at this event that I've planned and thought about for a while, in joy and in gratitude and in absolute celebration with the people who are there with me. And that's all that is important. So it felt really good yesterday. I readjusted in my mind what would need to be shifted for us to have this festival on my front lawn, and what sort of plans would need to change. And then I talked to my family about it, and then we all jumped in the pool. We played for the afternoon, which was so awesome. And then I thought I would do some work last night, and nope, we had a big dinner, and then we played some card games and had a few drinks, and it was awesome. So I have a nice big to-do list to start on today, but I feel, I just feel better. I feel really happy and excited, and the weather looks good for Saturday. It just feels, it feels really easy. Alicia was funny yesterday because she just kept saying, "Thank God, you've been really stressed. Like, you feel so much better today." And then Ange said it also. She's like, "It feels a lot lighter in here." So good. So I definitely yeah. I'm clearing the fog. I'm coming back to what's really important to me, which is just honoring the stories that I told in this book, and honoring the way that that energy wants to be expressed and created in the physical form. So it's going to be an amazing week. We have a new moon tomorrow. We have, I believe at the end of this week, we're through the wormhole. If you haven't been paying attention to the wormhole, check out Cosmic Path. Look at my podcast from a while ago about the wormhole. There's some good momentum that is picking us up and carrying us forward into whatever each of us are working on and moving towards. So yeah, big exhale, clear the fog, and let's see where the week takes us. Thank you for tuning into this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me in aligning with the optimal health of your mind, body, spirit in the virtual community of Viv's Energy Gym. You can learn more at mysouljourney.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.